I'm very thankful for those those jobs. So.
Yep.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Karpiak, and over to you, Councilwoman Tazan.
Okay, first I'm going to say it's age 30 and up for the deck hockey.
Okay.
Unless you're a goalie, then you can be 18 and up.
Okay.
So, and if they don't get enough teams, they may take it down to 18.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, I've been talking to some people that I know that.
It looks like they're going to hit the number that they're looking at.
Hey, listen, it's the only deck hockey rink in the county right now. So I mean, a lot of people play deck hockey. They have to go to Bell Vernon or further away to do it. So now they can come to Collinsville. I'm excited for it, and and that money they're raising, they're hoping that we can get surveillance cameras put in up at the park, so we can really protect our investments up there, and so hopefully they get the participation.
Yep. I have one resolution. The Recreation Board is considering planting some trees in Southside Park, and that's what that's about. So be resolved by the City Council of the City of Connellsville to grant permission to the Connellsville Recreation Board to plant a maximum of 3 trees at Southside Park, pending review and approval of the City Clerk and Director of Parks and Public Property, and I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
So I did find out that the city has approval of what kind of trees they plant. So we're not going to be planting a tree that grows 100 feet. Something that's going to be a park tree that we don't have to worry about in 10 years that it's so tall that we have to pay to have it cut. We're going to try to keep on a maintenance schedule, so I'm happy about that. And then just one other thing, because I've been going out getting sponsorships for Tangled, because last year we raised all this money for our dog park. I am hopeful that we're going to get together very soon. I did go see the dog park up in Uniontown. It is so nice. They did such an amazing job, and I have to tell you, I think it's the same exact size that we are going to have down here. So I took a lot of pictures, but I do think we're going to get together and come up with a design and then get this fencing ordered. And so we can because once we get the fencing installed, everything else is, what they have is not going to be hard to, the tires and the obstacles, some of the things for the dogs. I did like what they like, that they have 2 doggy water fountains. I've never seen it before, but they're on both. They have a really small area for small dogs, which I definitely agree that's how we should do it, how they did it. But they have water fountains on both sides of the fence, and there's looks like a silver stainless steel bowl at the bottom of the water fountain. So you must push it and it fills the bowl up with water. I love that. So it'd be something that we want to do so that we can make sure there's water there. The other one was the day I was telling our city clerk that they put a cement slab in, and they have a fire hydrant in the middle, and I'm going to find out for sure, but I believe it's a sprinkler system or some kind of sprinkler that must turn on, and you were up there?
I did a story on it.
So it is a sprinkler? Okay, good.
It's like a splash pad for dogs.
Yeah, it's really cool looking, and I think we could look and investigate and see. I'm going to talk to them. I want to talk to the supervisors just to see, because it's about water usage and see if
Oh, Jason Scott.
Yes, that's what I told him.
That was his baby.
His brother is my boss, so I'm gonna. Yes, I'm gonna be calling him. So, I just want to, because I've had a lot of questions about where's we getting a dog park. Yes, we're getting this dog park. It's gonna happen. We just want to make sure we do it right.
That was the one day I took my dog on the job.
It's gorgeous. I was so impressed when I saw it. 'Cause I didn't really. I just kind of stumbled upon it, and they did a really nice job on it. So, I do know that we're gonna get this done. We just got to get a meeting together and design it and get the fencing ordered, because that's going to be the biggest cost of it all, and get it installed, and then we can go from there. So that's it. Okay, thank you, Councilwoman Kazan. Over to you.
Vote on that.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, we got to vote.
City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilman
Sorry.
Key,
Yes.
Councilman Topper,
Yes.
Councilman Karpiak. Yes. Councilwoman Tazan.
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln.
Yes. Sorry. Thank you, Councilwoman Tazan. Over to you, Councilman Topper.
All right, health officers reports in the packet. New Haven Hose report, 21 alarms for the month of July, 4 of those being structure fires. A couple of those were in town, a couple of those are out of town. Some miscellaneous calls, an average 10 firefighters per alarm. Also 20 hours of company fundraising and 12 hours of company training. I also want to pass on our condolences to Brother Charles Porter. He was a member for 59 years and 2 months of dedicated service to the company, and definitely want to pass our thoughts and prayers to them, to the members over there and the family, and who was a very good guy and will be missed. We are now going to go into discussion on the garbage contract. You want to do that first?
Yes.
Do that first.
Yes. So how do we discuss this before, like, because when he reads the resolution, we have to accept, right?
Yes. So, in connection with the bids that were received, those were opened. I forget the specific date of when
August
that was
6th.
opened.
But we did the minutes, right?
Yeah.
August 6th.
And those were reviewed and tabulated to determine the lowest bidder. Those calculations were done and based on the information that was provided for both residential and commercial. We plugged those figures into the formula that was provided to all of the bidders. And County Hauling came out as the lowest responsible bidder in that calculation.
Are we allowed to say, can we give the actual numbers
Yeah.
that was bid? Because I want to let the community know about what those bids were.
I'm good.
Yeah, please. Please, Bob.
So we'll start with County Hauling. Like Tim said, did come in at the lowest. And, you know, before we even get into them, we did put it out, as you know, with no rate increase. We were trying to see if we could get some type of response, and we didn't. And we had to kind of go back to the drawing board. So we did everything we can. We understand we have been paying on the lower end of the spectrum compared to some other municipalities in the area. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but costs are going up, and therefore the rate unfortunately has to go up. We tried to do everything we can to minimize it for the residents of Connellsville, knowing that there's a lot of fixed incomes to take into account. But with all that said, County Hauling, I'll just give contract year one rate is $16.25 per month. Year 2 is $16.58. Year 3 being $16.91 for a total contract of $131,092.23 on the residential side, and on the commercial side is $63,477.82.
And just to say that our current rate right now is $11.89 a month
Yes.
for residential.
Green Ridge, year 1 $17.16, residential year 1 $17.16, year 2 $17.67, year 3 $18.21 for a total contract bid of $139,813.03 on the residential side. On the commercial side, $95,632.45. And then advanced year 1 residential rate of $22.84. Contract year 2, $23.55. Contract year 3, $24.28 for a total residential of $186,275.76. And on the commercial end, $67,672.17. So by that, like we said, County Hauling was the lowest responsible bidder. And if we're ready, I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion.
I just want to say something.
Good? Good.
First, as Councilman Topper said, we went through extreme measures to not let our rates rise. We did very well. We didn't want to be disadvantaged because we did very well and negotiated our contract we are in right now. So that's why we put out the bids, that we didn't want to raise our rates, and we didn't get anybody to bid. Then we took input and regrouped and thought we put out the bid specs that would get us bids, which we did. Want to thank County Hauling, thank them so much, because you all are the lowest bid. And then you look at Advanced Disposal, who is our current hauler, and almost doubled our rates. It was a complete slap in the face. Complete slap to the face. And I'm so outraged, and it's my opinion, over this ridiculous bid that they sent to us, and clearly states they did not want our business. This is what that bid says. They don't want to be Connellsville customer. They want our customer. They want us to be their customer base anymore. And I'm so angry. And what I'm so angry is that if Dave Bionte was not their employee, I wouldn't be angry over this, because it would be c'est la vie. It's business. That's how it is. But that guy, I compare him to Vern, our city clerk. He was not from Collinsville, but he did everything. He took this as like his home, and he did a job like no other. He took every complaint, everything. I mean, he was even helping with the dumpster side when we had, and it was not his portion of the company. And I'm just so sickened that we're going to lose that, because Dave is top class, 100% professional employee for Advance, and I have to tell you, I hope they recognize the fact of how good of an employee he is, because he is that. Every time we had a complaint, he took care of it. And this freaking bid is a joke. That is a complete joke. We did everything we could to get a fair bid, which thank you to County Hauling for giving us a reasonable bid on our contract, which means that you actually want us to be your customers, and I really appreciate that. I really do. Now, I mean, I know that we want to have, after we vote, and we want to have a meeting, because you guys are going to have a few months to get together, get ready. We definitely want to meet and just discuss everything. Because I'm going to tell you, Dave was, you know,
We got good people too. I will say that the two guys who are on County Hauling are father and son, and they sound a lot like Dave. They're in trucks if they need to be in trucks. They're out till 9 o'clock. They got to be out till 9 o'clock. So we'll get it done. So I do want to assure you that we do have people very good.
it just, you know, was nice was that we had direct communication. You know, that's what was nice, is that if somebody, you know, it happens, people get, the garbage gets missed, or recycling doesn't get picked up, or something to that fact, but it's taken care of. You know, that's all we care about, is that the customer knows, the resident knows, hey,
Absolutely.
we missed, we're coming. And it also goes both ways. Like, you know, if the truck couldn't get through because the car was blocking the street and it wasn't parked correctly, and they were contacting us, and we worked both ways to help remedy situations. But we had a really great line of communication. So I just, you know what I mean? So it's an important service that we have for our residents, and it's, you know, sometimes it's stressful, you know what I mean? But I just, especially the commercial side, we had issues with Advance, and, you know, all wasn't their fault, because they had a turnover in employees, so they had some issues, you know what I mean, getting people to want to work. So, but the businesses is a very big important part of it also, because those dumpsters have to be emptied, because they get a lot of garbage, you know, especially our restaurants. Our Councilman Keaty here has a restaurant here.
I will say I
dealt with it.
complained a lot to Advance Disposal, especially this past year. I was not 100% satisfied with the conversations that we had. You know, I'm looking forward to working with County Hauling, and you know, from looking at the commercial rates, you know, it is a little bit more than what we have now, but you know, everything goes up. And to speak what the mayor just said, to look at the rates that we have now with Advanced Disposal to where they wanted us to be, it's wrong, in my opinion, as well.
It's insane. It's completely insane.
And especially on the commercial level, because it was also extremely more, and especially after all the issues that you have, and being from a business mind, you know, you have a lot of things going on. The last thing you want to worry about is getting your garbage picked up every week. So, you know, I look forward to working with you guys, and, you know, we're moving on to better things now.
Yes, we are. It's going to start fresh in 2020.
Yep.
We're looking forward to it.
And before I read this, I mean, I just want to echo a lot of those thoughts. We're going to have a lot of conversations, and I want to know, you know, we're going to all want to know your plans of attack, you know, how you're going to do it. I'm sure there's going to be some change. Residents are, you know, they're tough to get out of habit, so we're going to might end up breaking some habits, which may have a learning curve for all of us. But you know, I just want to make sure that we're really doing the right things for our residents, because that's our primary job. And I know a lot of it, some of our challenges are on our end. You know, our 11% delinquent payment rate in our city is kind of high, and
We've seen a lot higher than that. We collect a lot of our own bills too, so if you're getting...
So, but there's some, you know, garbage has to be picked up, and you guys don't have many tools for you guys to force some type of payment. You have to go through a much tougher process than what, you know, you know, if you don't pay your cable bill, it gets shut off, you know. So we'll have plenty of discussions and see if we can remedy that issue and try to get that number down a little bit lower, because I know that helps you guys, which helps us, keeps everybody's payment down. So we'll plenty of time to meet in the next couple months here before you guys take over.
Yeah, I do agree. Well, we definitely got to get because I know that the collection days are going to change, and one thing that's going to be a major change is they're no longer going to be collecting glass for our recycling. So the city is going to go to a once a month. We're going to have a dumpster set up at our public works down here, and residents will be able to. I'm going to still encourage them to save their glass and then bring it down to the dumpster once a month and put your glass in there, and it's going to be hopefully locally collected here, very local, and so we're going to continue to keep our waste that goes into the landfill down as much as we can. So,
And I'm glad he brought up recycling because that is an ever-changing field right now, and it's a global issue. It is definitely not something that is we're just doing because we don't want to collect glass. There's nowhere to take it. Plastics, there's nowhere to take them, and cardboard. Amazon made a decision to drop the price of cardboard by about 30% in one day. So recycling is a whole nother education that we're going to have to put out there and get residents used to, and we're all residents here. We're all going to kind of go through it together. So all I can tell everybody is, pay attention and stay tuned. So with that, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to accept the bid of county hauling for the city.
Could you use Westmoreland Sanitary Landfill LLC as if you're reading a resolution? It's DBA County Hauling. It's on the.
Oh, yeah, if that was part of the, if that was in the bid packet, then yeah, that would be
That's what we are.
appropriate.
Can you repeat that, please?
Westmoreland Sanitary Landfill LLC.
Only one with one name, Greenridge is Republic, and
And that's doing business as
Yes.
DBA County
DBA
Hauling.
County Hauling.
Okay. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Collinsville to accept the bid of Westmoreland Sanitary Landfill LLC, right?
Yes.
DBA County Hauling for the City of Collinsville's 3-year garbage contract beginning November 1st, 2019 and ending October 31st, 2022, pending review and approval of the city solicitor, and I so move.
is there a second?
Second.
All right. City Clerk, take the vote.
Councilwoman Suzanne?
Councilman Zan?
Oh, yes.
Councilman Carpiak?
Yes.
Councilman Keady?
Yes.
Councilman Popper?
Yes.
Mayor Lincoln?
Yes. All right.
Okay.
Look forward to doing business with y'all.
Absolutely. You have all of my contact information?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I'll be in contact shortly, because like I
Okay.
said, we have to meet soon.
Absolutely.
Because we have to get a lot out to our residents.
We're pulling the trigger tomorrow on dumpsters. We're gonna order brand new dumpsters for Old Town, so.
Awesome.
We'll put that order in tomorrow and be in touch soon.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Talk to you soon. Okay, I have one other piece of business. The vacant building ordinance passed 5 years ago by City Council had an expiration date on it, which is coming up. And we've had discussions, and this ordinance would set to renew the vacant building ordinance without an expiration date, a sunset clause, if you will. So I'll read it, and then I'm sure we'll go into a little bit of discussion. To introduce, what is it? Okay. To introduce Bill number 3 of 2019, and an ordinance of the City of Collinsville, the City Council of the City of Collinsville, Fayette County, Pennsylvania, requiring the registration of abandoned real property and vacant buildings and structures with a notarized registration and the payment of registration fees, setting forth definition, providing for the applicability of the ordinance, providing for the designation of local agents, implementing a duty to amend the registration, establishing fees for registration and applicable waivers therefrom, providing procedures for appeals, providing that delinquent registration fees shall be a lien on such property, providing for annual and compliance inspections, setting forth provisions regarding rights of entry into such property and regarding search warrants and notices, providing provisions for special requests, inspections, and notices, providing for the administration and enforcement of the ordinance, setting forth violations and penalties, providing for compliance with other codes, declaring that the provisions of this ordinance are non-exclusive, providing for the repeal of inconsistent ordinances, providing for an effective date for the ordinance. And I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there, what's the updates, Tim?
This is largely consistent with what was before. It removes the sunset provision. What were the other?
Some postings.
Yeah, that's right. There was a posting provision before with a sign that was supposed to go in. It removes that requirement. And I think there was one other update, but it was to mandate that the funds collected
I'll go
would
towards.
be
Separate
used
accounts.
towards would be used for the blight and anything demolition, things like that here in the city.
So what is exempt from being a vacant building? Like if before, was that a thing that if you have a for sale sign in,
So
is that still a thing?
So within 180 days of the building becoming vacant, they have to register it. However, if they actively market it, such as for sale by owner, put any type of for sale sign, hire a real estate agent, get it listed on any MLS sites, anything like that, you get a 1-year, basically, waiver. If you still have not sold it, you can apply for a second year of a waiver, which would go before the health board to get approval. Basically, to prove that it's not a vacant building, all you have to do is provide any type of utility bills, anything like that. If it's a senior citizen that maybe ends up in a nursing home or something